Well, you could cut this tension with a knife. Simply put, let's go ahead and welcome Dave O'Brien into After Hours. A lot to talk about. Max Scherzer, his voice, it means a lot. When he speaks, people listen. His public statement, how much of an impact is that going to make on these negotiations?
It's a big carry. There's no question about that because of who he is. Because he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. Scherzer's done everything you can do in baseball, having just won a championship, of course. I think that when he talks, they are going to listen. And when he says you're not going to negotiate anymore on money from a player's standpoint, it's just not going to happen anymore. I think everybody pays attention to Max Scherzer.
Now, reportedly, the Players Association is expected to do a counter proposal where they want to play 100 plus games and be guaranteed the full prorated salaries for 2020. Is this a deal that you think the owners will be willing to accept?
I do. I think pretty darn close to that, to be honest with you. I think that the players obviously want to play more games because they're going to earn more money. So I've heard upwards of 110 games. That would mean an awful lot of double headers. That would mean looking at this, an awful lot on NESN, Monday through Sunday. And I'm not so sure that's a good thing. But I think at the end of the day, yes, the owners are going to have to agree to more games probably. And I think, frankly, when the owners first came out and said 82 games, they were looking for a counter, probably expecting one somewhere in that 100 plus, 110 plus, and they'll split the difference. That seems to make sense to me. The proration of the salaries, I thought that was agreed to back in March, quite frankly. I think that's what Scherzer was saying, and a lot of players expect. I thoroughly think they'll come back to that.
So you do think that they will get a deal done because there is so much at stake here?
I do. I think that cooler heads are going to prevail. This is often the way it's done between the MLBPA and the owners. It's very cantankerous. It's very nasty at the beginning. The overlay on this is, you and I have discussed this, is what's for the good of the game and for the best of America, and that is to get back and play sports. The other thing that's going to push them along is the NHL's coming back, the NBA's coming back. They're going right into playoffs too. Major League Baseball is just starting their season. People are going to want to see those playoff games. There is pressure on Major League Baseball to get their product on the field again. A lot of pressure.
It's wild to think that if they don't reach an agreement, baseball would be dark for 17 months. That's the time period between Game 7 of the World Series and opening day in 2021. It's the worst case scenario, so we'll lighten the mood here with something a little bit better. We're going to put up this picture for you here. The Boston Bash brothers, they got together again. Manny Ramirez, Big Papi, reunited on Wednesday by getting some swings in at a batting cage somewhere in South Florida. What kind of fun do you think these two got into based off of what you saw back in their glory days?
Oh, well, we all know they're boys, and we all know how tight they are. And that's a great picture, by the way. Look at Manny there with letting the gray come in. It looks great on him. Poppy's right around the corner with that. But those two could get into some trouble, and in a very good way. I love seeing this picture. For Red Sox fans, it brings you back to that 1-2 punch. And tell me there was ever a more dynamic, more dangerous 1-2 punch. I mean, Joe Torre still quakes to this day when he sees pictures like that of those two guys.
Love seeing those two guys, and Manny's all wide is epic too. He's 47. He says he still wants to play and talks about going over to Taiwan to play. But if you're training with the guy that helped you win 2 World Series, that's a good workout partner to have. OB, appreciate the time.